Hey everyone, it's Eli with ADV Hour. I'm heading out on a lengthy ride, I guess. Trying to put on about 200 miles or so today. Getting my bike serviced this coming Friday, so need to get those miles on. And I'm going to hit some gravel where I can, but it's mainly just about putting on some miles, so I will turn on the camera when it's interesting, or when I think of something to say, and hopefully it's enjoyable. First stop, coffee at a Wawa. Alright, just gonna pick up from our stop at Wawa and head on the road. Alright, so a couple quick things as I'm spending a couple of miles here on the highway. I'm ducking my head a little bit to get myself out of the wind. And it's not like hitting me in the face, you know, now that I'm back up here. It's not hitting me in the face, but it is sort of coming around, I think, the windscreen and hitting the sides of my helmet, kind of just, it's a little unpleasant. It's not unbearable, but it's just not comfortable. The buzziness in the bars is actually really not bad. I think actually the hand grips do a lot to absorb a good amount of the buzz, and they're really comfortable hand grips. Just, you know, if I'm moving the bike around in my garage and at home, the grips feel great on your hands. But obviously I have gloves on, but I think the hand grips actually do a lot to take away that discomfort in the buzz. But yeah, so the bars are fine. I'm definitely feeling that the foot pegs have some vibration in them. I still have the rubber inserts in there, and I have my my adventure boots on. I forget who makes these. I have the Forma boots. There's a decent amount of thickness in the sole, so but I'm still feeling a little bit of it. Frankly, I feel more of it when I put my ball of my foot and sort of my toes on the pegs, and if I have them in the middle of my feet hitting the pegs. I guess just more cushion there in the shoes. I don't know, but so I would say, you know, very, very quickly, well, actually, one other thing, I've said this a couple times already, and now I'll be able to test it going, 70 on the highway. The mirrors are surprisingly good for stock adventure mirrors. And maybe that also has to do with sort of the amount of buzz that's coming up through the bars. So maybe it's not just the hand grips. I think maybe it is just the overall amount of vibration coming up through the bars. There's almost no buzz. I mean, a tiny bit, but I can clearly see the headlights of the truck behind me. They're not blurry. It's pretty impressive. So the double take mirrors, which I do have a pair of, I'll probably throw them on at some point. But there's no actual need from a visibility standpoint. You know, obviously if I'm going to be doing a little more technical off-road stuff and expect to drop this thing, then I'll probably throw those mirrors on because I have them. But you don't need them. If you're going to be doing a lot of touring miles and not a lot of off-road, I would not recommend changing the mirrors whatsoever. What I would recommend is the touring windscreen. That's I think it's a bit taller and definitely wider and wraps more around. And the blinkers, turn signal indicators, kind of go. There's a hole in the middle of it, so it goes through there. So it kind of gives you an idea. It's a pretty nice windscreen. It's pretty full and it seems pretty it's going to give you a lot of wind protection. So I would definitely recommend that. But otherwise, the bike keeps up obviously completely fine with traffic, able to overtake people if you want to, even in 6th gear, going from 70 to 80. If you need to hop around somebody real quick. I have a truck coming up beside me now, and it is a bit of a windy day, but I'm not feeling the wind too much, except for on my shoulders, I would say. And it's not bad, but again, this windscreen's not meant for hundreds of miles on the highway just constantly. So I think this good job for what it's meant for. But if you're going to be doing a lot of 20 miles, you got to get yourself set up for that. But yeah, I mean, the engine just coming along nicely, feels great, just cruising at 70. I'm really getting pounded with some wind right now, so it's not pleasant. Every time I get on the highway, I'm like, this is really not the purpose of my trip, is ever just to be on the highway. And actually, I was on my KLX 300 a few days ago. I went to Jersey from the Philadelphia side where I live. And it wasn't too bad of a ride over there, but on the way back, the GPS took me over the Wawa Bridge, which is over the Delaware River. To get back into Philly, and it was the windiest, one of the windiest probably drives over there in a car that I've ever seen. And I was on my KLX with like zero windscreen, zero protection, and a lighter bike. It was a battle against the wind from every direction. It was like really unpleasant. And I did not intend to take that road over, but it is what it is. It was brutal. I mean, maybe I need to get or rent. I'm not buying another one. Maybe I need to get like, I don't know. I would actually love to drive a Goldwing just to experience what that's like. I mean, ultimate comfort. There we go. Getting back on cruise control. Just ultimate comfort. It probably would be a really nice experience. So I don't know, I might do that at some point. But I'm never gonna buy something like that because I'm not gonna use it for what it's meant for. Alright, so I'm just going to talk through real quick before I get back on the road how I'm setting up my route today. So I live just outside Philadelphia, down here. So Philadelphia's here. I drove about an hour or so up to the Allentown area. My actual destination was this red dot, which just sort of picked a spot where I knew there was a bunch of routes intersecting that I had. But I saw some signs for a gas station, pulled off here, and then decided to just go in, get some coffee. So now that I'm here, I know that I just kind of want to make my way home within the next few hours or so, and I know there should be some good routes over here. So now that I'm here, get rid of that initial point. The Gaia GPS app. So this is awesome because it always loads all of the different routes that I always have. So I have a whole bunch of GPX files that I've gotten from different sites and file sections of Facebook groups and things like that. So obviously this area is packed with a whole bunch of different routes and stuff. And luckily I'm actually this triangular thing that you see here. So I'm actually right on a route that I'm going to try to pick up. So since I'm my destination is south, I'm not going to just snake up that way. I'm just going to start heading back towards my area. And so the best way to do that, it might be to go over here, pick up some of these roads. Yeah, I might do that depending on how far that is. And just so by the way, if you open your GPS up and you're like, I don't even know where the heck I am, it'll locate you with just that GPS signal there. But here the point is, like I have all these mapped out and I can just choose what to follow if I wherever I feel like going. So I don't know what these roads are, but they're at least plotted by somebody at some point to be some sort of fun route. So some of it's gravel, some of it's regular road. So yeah, I'm just gonna I think the best route for me is to sort of get back to this way. I'm gonna just start to go southeast. So I'm gonna follow this thing here until I run into, I guess, the yellow one, and then figure out my way. So that's why I just really love the setup that you can achieve by using both Google Maps to get you to a spot, and then the Gaia GPS map to just figure out you know, where the best place is to go take off from and keep going. Alright, so where am I? Okay, and now I got the, oh boy. Okay, so that gave me like the different, okay. I want to go south. I don't know which direction south is now. I want to go, I guess it's to the right. Okay. So I'll just keep myself about that zoom, I guess, and yeah, go towards the right, towards the Sunoco up there. That makes sense. All right. My gloves are nice and toasty from sitting on the seat with the sun there, and I've got the heat on to like medium or so. Cool. All right, we're off. Where to? I don't really know, but perfect. Cool. It's nice to be off the highway, I'll say that much. I mean, that's not really commentary about the bike and its comfort on the highway, it's just I don't really like it in the first place. Like I was saying, I might just want to ride like a big Harley bagger or a Goldwing would be super fun just to get on, experience what that would be like. Just kind of sitting on a lazy boy on two wheels. When I'm up around this way and I stop at like a Sheetz, I always feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've been here before. It all kind of looks the same. So I think I just go straight on up here. And I guess this map will, I think it would rotate for me if I set it up that way. Let me try that. Yeah, this is much more enjoyable than sitting on the highway forever. Cool. And less wind buffeting too. There we go. That's awesome. I never knew it could do that. I've just been trying to, like, oh, there we go. Yeah, so now the map is turning with me. That is very, very nice, because I've always had to, like, reverse the direction in my mind if I was pointed south or whatever. So Yeah, this is a great start. Nice little mountain road or something like that. It's beautiful. It just feels good to be up in roads like this. And anything like this or more rural that I've never been on before is just like, that's good riding for me. So that it doesn't become like overplayed, or, you know, there's at least, this is just exciting just to like find something new. All right, it's beautiful up here, and that's beautiful too. You can see that. Wow, it's just nice. Oh, this bike is just so easy to maneuver. It's a pretty steep hill to come off of, and you know, it's easy to control this bike, from the power to the weight. Makes everything very nice and enjoyable. I won't say easy, because I mean, anytime you're like trying to maneuver a 450-pound machine, it's not the easiest thing, but this thing makes it less daunting than some other bikes. Cool. There's a one gravel road that's really like a hill climb that I guess it is somewhere around here, but as you can see on the G app that I showed earlier, like there's so many intersecting routes that are sort of like where it could be on. I don't know if, you know, it'll take me a while to find that again until I stumble on it. Maybe I can remember to save it somewhere. Maybe I have saved. I probably have saved it somewhere. It's probably in my notes. All right. Yeah, like this type of turn here, like with the barns on either side. It's like I feel like I've been to this road a million times. It's just very common sight. I mean, look at this. Look where we are. It's just pretty. It's nice. So what, it took me about an hour and 10 minutes or so to get here. It's worth the ride, you know. It's beautiful. And then, you know, if I'm just taking a longer route home on slower roads, you know, like the hands don't get as cold than they would on the highway with all that wind stealing your heat away from you and stuff. So this is just awesome. It just kind of sucks getting here for an hour and 15, an hour, whatever. But again, not too bad. I can't wait for it to warm up. Just get out whenever. I can't remember if I brought my GoPro spare batteries. I mean, I think I did. I didn't tell you to stop. Okay. Beautiful. I mean, couldn't be any better right here. Just a beautiful road. Beautiful. And this is the experience that that explains, you know, love for riding. Just, this is awesome. And like, I do like riding with people, certainly certain people, I guess, more than others, maybe. But I love riding by myself too. It's really enjoyable. Okay, so the Gaia GPS thing is actually telling me on the sort of top, or the further up on the screen, not the very top, but you can see my speed, and then you can see below it says an S towards the right, top middle really, but the right indicator says south. Yeah, so I just want to keep going south to get closer to my house, you know, as I'm enjoying these roads. So I don't know if I'm going to hit gravel or not. I'm sure somewhere along these routes I will, but But now I got the best of both. I got the map orientation that turns with you, which obviously everyone's really used to. It's how most people navigate their, Google Maps or Apple Maps. But now I can also just pay closer attention to the compass and make sure that from that standpoint, it's telling me I'm going relatively in the direction of south. So that when I'm picking these routes, I can just keep pointed in that direction for the most part. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, what am I at? I'm at like 350 miles on this bike. I'm trying to just ride it as much as I can in the next few days to get to my 600 mile service mark, and then I think I'll spend more time just figuring out what the setup of the bike should be as far as like luggage and what I'm carrying on it day to day. I got these Tusk bags. They're like the smallest storage capacity bags. They sort of sit. They're rackless, and for this bike, it truly is rackless, which is really cool. Well, it's really meant for like a dual sport. This is interesting. I guess I took a turn too quickly. I don't know. Well, I guess I'll catch that back if I turn around. That was weird. I guess I missed that. I'm gonna turn around here. Okay. Yeah. Just hook back up with that road that I totally missed. That road, my gosh. Alright. It's a lot less stressful opening the throttle just on these roads because you can see everywhere. There's not like trees lining the road where a deer can pop out or whatever. So that's nice. Maybe like a squirrel or a chipmunk or something like that, yeah, but not that I don't have love for those animals, but as far as what I'm worried about, man, this bike is so fun. And kind of back in these roads, like you have a little bit more freedom to push it a bit. As long as you're being respectful, of where the houses are. Like not gonna just fly past this house at 60 miles an hour. Look at this kid in the road. Oh, look at that GS. Hey guys, beautiful. All the GSs in a row. Nice. I'm sure they're following the same route. I hope you can still hear. I hope the wind's not too bad. It's definitely blowing hard right now. probably does not stat. Yep. This is the perfect way to put down some miles. You know, the highway helps just to get more miles down, but this is way more enjoyable, that's for sure. Yeah, I just love this Gaia GPS app for what I like to do with it, or how I collect my routes. And again, the biggest thing is like when you throw all of them into one app and into the Gaia app, they all color code themselves differently so that you can follow the specified route and not delete off others. But you could actually still have them on your phone saved there, but just hide them for a second and then, you know, bring it back, let's say after a ride's done. So it's got such great functionality. I don't know how to do all that stuff on the Garmin. The Garmin just had a whole bunch of, you know, purple lines everywhere, and I couldn't figure out which route was which. And I'm not gonna, you know, go to my computer every time and just delete GPX files and then load them back on. I mean, maybe I can do that with an app on my phone, or I'm sure there's things I'm missing, but all I know is this Gaia app works so well. I don't think I really need that Garmin. Yeah. It's gorgeous. Beautiful, man. So beautiful. So on 5th gear, going 45 miles an hour, just under 4,000 RPM. The engine just feels so smooth. It's just and comfortable. There's no shakes, vibrations. It's just really comfortable and enjoyable. Just cruising. So nice. And the Scorpion Rally STRs, I think whatever the stock tires are on this, do so well on the road. Definitely not well in the sand, but they're great for this kind of riding and ending up on some gravel, a little bit of dirt, you know. Gonna keep filming. Probably have to drain my battery, probably will drain my battery. So 180 is south, yeah, so I'm still kind of going south-ish. Let's see. Pick the right day to ride, huh? I love how skinny this bike feels in the middle here. So I should probably talk a little bit about the seat. I have the low seat, what they call the comfort low, and you know, I just did about an hour and 10 minutes on the highway. It's not bad. I was starting to get a little bit stiff, a little bit sore, but it's really not bad. I guess it's more supportive than like plush, but it's fine. I'm sure that just the regular stock one, the non-low version, is better, but for my needs, you know, the low seat's pretty, you know, it's relatively comfortable. Okay, yeah, so keep going this way. Yep. So I tend to like go through bikes pretty quickly, and my full intention is to not fall into that same rhythm with this bike. I have full confidence that this bike can do anything that I want to be doing, you know, because I don't necessarily want to be doing insane single track on this bike. Maybe I'll bring it into the Pine Barrens, the sand roads and stuff like that when I got some, you know, more serious tires, some more knobbier tires on here. But so this type of riding, and then maybe like going up to state forests. There's a few, Mishaw State Forest and Bald Eagle State Forest are a few hours from me, and there's just tons of you know, dirt and gravel roads there. This bike would be so amazing just to bring up there and ride those roads all day. It can carry enough stuff, even though I don't feel like loading this thing down, and I'll talk about my bag setup, I guess, at some point more, but yeah, so like I started my adventure riding, well, I had 2 Harleys, basically a Sportster and a Roadster. Then I went to a Triumph Scrambler, just because it was a beautiful looking bike, and it could do some off-road stuff. At least it had an off-road mode, and I was interested in doing gravel stuff, and then I did some of that, and I said, my gosh, this is so much fun. I want to do more of it. So I got a true quote-unquote adventure bike, but more of an entry-level one with an F750 GS. But I wasn't ready to jump on a super tall saddle, and you know, my inseam is probably about 29.5 inches. My height's about 5'5", 5'6". So I didn't want to challenge myself with that. I just wanted to get more comfortable riding, you know, off pavement. So I got the 750 GS, which was pretty accessible, but I ended up going with a low suspension model with a low seat as well, and that was like 30.3 inches was the seat height. It was super easy to, you know, get your feet on the ground, but sacrificed ground clearance and suspension performance really too. And the off-road mode on that one, the enduro mode, did not allow you to turn off the rear ABS, and I wanted to get more experience with, you know, sort of what that felt like and how to use that off-road to sort of pivot quickly. Anyway, so then I wanted a more capable off-road bike, but I didn't know what that was going to look like, and I ended up going with a Norden 901, and then I was it was a lot to handle, honestly. I don't know, maybe because the power, I didn't really think it had too much power for me, but maybe it did, I don't know. But it did not feel as nimble as this thing. It felt like you had to put more input in to get it over, and then when it did get over, it was great. I mean, it was like it held a line nicely, and it was really fun to ride. But I don't think this app knows exactly where I am right now, so alright, it's catching back up. There we go. Alright, well, at least I was taking the right road. So I'm still pointing in the south direction, which is where I need to be, and this is perfect. So I'll make sure this guy sees me, which is awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I wonder if I could change the display on this map, because it's like just a really dark map, and it's not that easy to see in the bright sunlight. And the brakes work really well. Not a lot of dive in the front, which I did experience on the Norden. So I'm still pointing south, and this is still some sort of route. So let me maybe pull off and just see if there's something more interesting I should be going through. Let me just pull off here really quick. was it? I'm trying to figure out if I'm facing, or if it thinks that's east. Let's see. Alright, let's see. So is this where I came from? The purple thing? No. Okay. So I might follow this for a minute. That orange thing, and come back down south. Yeah. All right. That's the plan. Right and start following this route. Okay. private drive. Oh, okay. That would have been fun. What I also noticed about this bike, the throttle like response is so smooth. Just like modulating the throttle off and on a little bit just to modulate your speed or utilize some engine braking is so smooth and like predictable, not choppy at all. It's really, really, really nice. I mean, I feel like I could utilize the throttle in that way to change my line if I'm in a turn. I mean, it's really nice and responsive and predictable. This is so nice. I mean, just once you finally get up to these areas, there's just so many miles of road that are just nice and fun to ride around on, and there's tons of them, tons of it. I think it wants me to, no, go straight. Okay. That is another route though, apparently, which I should have taken because that was some gravel. I should have taken that. So I will turn around and then make that happen. Because I'm all about getting on the gravel. So yeah, so I'm going to turn around and this is yeah, so hit a right then. Yeah. Okay. Awesome. There we go. This is what I'm looking for. And perfect. Now I'm in off-road mode. All of a sudden. So great. Alright. Bridge 2/10 of a mile. Okay, cool. Recently maintained, like filled in some of the potholes you could see of new gravel covering them over, which is nice. This is where the suspension like proves out to be really like well set up, because it is firmer than I would want on the road. There's a lot of wind there, but like here it maintains composure so well. That if you're doing more of this kind of stuff, I wouldn't really change the suspension. But of course, I mean, I'm doing a lot of road riding to get to stuff like this, so I think I am going to soften it up a little. That'll just make, you know, the process of getting to the place more enjoyable. All right, now I think I'm going to veer off to a different route. So I was on that orange one, but if I do the orange one, it's going to turn me more towards north, and I want to go south. So when I come up to stops like these, you know, sort of blind where I need to stop, I usually try and like point the bike. Well, that wasn't really a good example, but if the road that you're coming up to is on an angle, it's not exactly perpendicular at a 90 degree, I like to reposition my bike as if I am perpendicular to it at the stop. It's a lot easier to see up and down the road that you're going on to. Alright. Making good time. This is like an awesome ride so far. Yeah, that guy just didn't feel like looking. But sort of have to just expect that. If you expect that, then you're not going to be surprised. Alright, so let's see. On the map that's coming up, I could just keep going on this purple route, but it looks like making a right up here on the orange one will give me a nice road and point me even more towards south. So I think I'm going to do that. Although I do need to also go a little bit east. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. How about this? I'll go wherever this guy's not. He's going straight, I'll go right. I knew that was going to be here somewhere. A little patch of gravel and these little side roads. Yep. Oh man, now I don't. Yeah, I was trying to figure out. For me, this bike is the right amount of power for the level of riding that I'm going to do on the street. Certainly enough power for off-road, but yeah, this is just perfect for me. I'm going to do one more little change here. I'm going to go back to, yeah, just to make sure I'm always pointing south. Or I know which direction is south. Oh man, look at that. It's just fucking awesome. Looks like we're gonna get more. Alright, so this is an example. I can't get my left leg down on this cambered road at all. So I had to shift over, put my right leg down for that stop. And that's, you know, it's not easy. It's not hard. It's definitely easy to mess up. You know, if you're not super confident. Just getting one leg down, let alone your right leg, because I tend to like to only. Oh, look what we got Lassie here. Hey buddy. Oh man, I love being up on this bike. Like, I slowed down way too much there, but super easy to control. So I've never aired down the tires yet on this bike to see what it's like on gravel or dirt. Or how it performs. I need this to keep following me, if possible. Well, that's pretty. There we go. I didn't realize I could do that. When you click that and it brings down a menu, you can change what you see there. So my speed, which is nice, I guess. Not really. On my KLX it is nice because the phone is in front of the actual dash, so I can't see my speed. You know what? I'm gonna do this, and then I'm just gonna go down to the left. So I'm going south again. I'm sure this stuff used to be gravel at some point, and they paved it, but I'm like just liking these twistier roads as they are. It's really nice. There we go. Here's some gravel. Yeah. Traction control's on 1. Can't see over this hill quite yet. Hear all that gravel pinging against the sump guard. And I'm not standing up for this. It's not really. Oh, now I am. That little wet patch, I wasn't sure but that was gonna go. It's a nice dirt road. I'm gonna save this road. Limited winter maintenance, which is exactly what we want. Let's see. So I tend to just save all these motorcycle off-road. And that's not even, wow, I don't have any of this stuff here. Okay, awesome. Oh, this is great. I think I've been here before. Yep, I have been. Sharp turn to the left, I think. Yep. I think. Yeah, I think so. I think I did this on my, the Himalayan, I think. To be honest, actually, I don't know if I've ever done this road before. Oh, this is great. This is a relatively challenging road. You know what? My backpack being on the rear seat there is not helpful. So I would like to get my... yeah, no, I've definitely been on this road before. I want to get my weight as far back as possible to get weight off of the front wheel as we're going downhill here. So too much, you know, pressure on the... what's down here. You could hear I'm like just slowing down really slightly, and I'm gonna go up this way, which looks like another dirt road. Nice. Looks like road less traveled, that's for sure. But didn't want to miss out on this, even though it's not on my route. Oh, this is nice. It's also nice when you're like, hey, just go off the beaten path a little bit. But here you go. It's Thank you. You know, people live here, obviously. Yep. This is an example, so I was talking about how do I come to a stop when the road's angled, not perpendicular. So if I stopped just following the direction of the road I'm currently on, I wouldn't be able to turn my head too far enough left to see where cars are coming. So I'm gonna actually, you know, turn around this way, and I did too late as I was talking through it. But yeah, stop here, so now I'm perpendicular to the actual road I'm going on to. And here, you know, there's some bushes here. It's hard to freaking see, honestly, man. It's hard to freaking see. So now I know I'm clear. Just pick up on the road. That was a ton of fun. I'm glad I did that. And this bike just, like zero, like worry about what that was gonna be like going down that steep gravel road. So it was great. Not a ton of gravel. It wasn't like loose, so it wasn't like terribly low traction, but you know. All right. What else do we have here? I'm gonna put this back into Explore. Cool, now I'm back on another route, so this is awesome. And I'm almost at the time limit where I would need to go back home if it was going to take me 2 hours, but I've been already progressing south for a little bit, so we'll see if I could stay on here for a little while longer. So I'll make a right somewhere up here. Alright. Yep, good feeling about this one. This is nice. Hi. Hi, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. Alright, this is fun. This is good. This is a really fun road. Wow. A little bit of a hill climb. A little bit. Oh, that was fun. That was fun. I gotta save that road too. Ugh. No, I can dance. Okay, cool. That was awesome. Alright, so that's my alarm going off, meaning I gotta get the heck home. So then I'll go back over to my Google Maps that's like going to just give me the direct route home and say, okay, yeah, if I avoid highways, just an hour and 17. So that would get me home. My target is to get home by 1 o'clock. So I have like at least a half hour more just to mess around. So, so it's going to take me, you know, let's see, it's just sort of that way anyway. Then what I should just focus on I don't know where 100 is. Maybe it was that. Yeah. So I'll make a left and hit up this one here, so I'm at least in this area, and then I'll go to the route 100 to go back home.